All right, hello and welcome to another wonderful session in the Shiny for Good track. We discussed community in the keynote on Shiny innovation, and we're about to expand on that further. So, John is here to share with us about his amazing community, Data Science Learning Community, DSLC. And in case you missed his welcome note, John is the executive director of this community. He's a data science leader and the expert and an expert R programmer who'll be sharing how he uses Shiny to coordinate his community and how you can participate. So, handing over to you now, John.
Thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone. Yep, as she said, I am John Harmon. I'm the executive director at the Data Science Learning Community. And today I'm going to reintroduce you to the Data Science Learning Community. Might be the first time for some of you, and some of you might think it's the first time, but you actually know who we are. You can find these slides at dslc.io/ShinyConf 2024, and I also put that into the chat. So the first question you probably have is, who are you? You may know us as R4DS, or the R4DS Online Learning Community. We started as a book club for that one book back in 2017, but we've never been affiliated with that book, and we cover a lot more than just one book and just beginning R. So as of 2 weeks ago, we are now the Data Science Learning Community. You can find us at dslc.io. We wanted our name to be much more inviting, and so that is the reason for the name change. We are still exactly the same community. We just wanted it to be clearer what we do. If you want to learn anything about data science, that's what we're here for. We're here to help. So our mission is to provide tools and resources to foster a diverse, friendly, and inclusive community of data science learners and practitioners. I was really lucky when I started to learn data science. I found a friendly community on social media. And of course, I'm a white guy in America, so I have advantages that not everyone else has. And I wanted to, make sure that we have something that so everyone can have a good learning experience. And so, I'm going to repeat this several times. It's down there in the corner on all the slides. Come to dslc.io. You can add the /join to go directly to our Slack. And I just want to see, everyone come join and learn data science together. The things that we focus on are learning together through mostly book clubs. I'll talk about that in a moment. We help one another. We're all here to learn, and we want to make sure everyone is able to do that. We learn out loud. That's mostly referring to our Tidy Tuesday project, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And we're also here to make connections, and we don't have a lot of tooling around that yet, but that is something that I'm looking forward to adding quite a bit more of in the future. So to get into specifics about those things that we do, like I said, we started as a book club. We were reading R for Data Science, the first edition, back in 2017. We are now up to we're running our 9th and 10th cohorts through R for Data Science. Now on the 2nd edition, which I'm showing here. But back in 2020, we also we did a book club for advanced R. We were all, bored at home during lockdown, and we decided, hey, we've got these books on our shelves. Let's actually read them. And so we started this whole new generation of book clubs. After Advanced R, we have had many, many different books. I'm going to show just a few of them. Like we're on our 2nd cohort of Python for data analysis right now. I think we're on our 6th cohort for Mastering Shiny, starting a 7th. That the new cohort that we are starting is going to, is aiming to dual language, that they're going to read it, which is written, the book as written is for R, but they want to also kind of translate for Python as they go. So that should be interesting. We've had other Shiny books like outstanding user interfaces with Shiny, engineering production grade Shiny apps. many more. We've done JavaScript for R. We have over 60 free online data science books that we cover. And technically, it's books and book-like things like free online courses. We've had a couple of clubs that did package down sites of packages where we read the documentation cover to cover. And that was really interesting. Just there was so much to learn there. The only requirement is they need to be legally free online so that everyone can participate no matter what their financial situation might be. We work with small groups, usually 5 to 6 people per cohort is what we're aiming for. And then we have 1-hour weekly meetings. We have shared slide decks that everyone's like collaboratively developing, and the aim is for these to be slide decks that you could use in actual like university courses if you wanted, or anything. But we're building these together. And I've been working in educational publishing for about 25 years, and so I like to kind of sneak in best practices into those slide decks. So I encourage people to do different things that are good things to do in learning materials. And I just really love to see that even the ones that I have never had anything to do with the slides, they all tend to start with learning objectives for each week of what are we actually trying to learn here, which is a good way to ground what you are trying to learn. We put those videos for all of those meetings up on YouTube, usually the next day. So if you miss a week, it's no big deal. You can catch up. And then we also have a Slack channel for each book, for both for a single cohort could talk about something that came up at a meeting, and then also the different cohorts can talk to one another if they have different ideas of, oh, we just finished this chapter and something we didn't get was this, you might want to look into that, or things like that. To coordinate these book clubs, we do have a Shiny app. Just a little bit of an aside, I gave a talk on Shiny Slack, which I developed for these apps. I gave the talk at RStudioConf 2022. Everything that we do, Slack is kind of our central hub for it. And so I made this package so that we can connect you on our Slack to you on our apps. And I also abstracted the cookies and scenes package out of that work. And so those are on CRAN. Jason Breyer this afternoon is going to be talking about his login package, which uses the cookies package. So you might hear a little bit of a side reference to that this afternoon, or whatever time it might be for you. But the specific case I want to look at is we have this Book Clubber app. This is right now, this is just for finding that meeting time that will work for as many people as possible who want to read the book. And so it's not really pretty yet, but this app automatically like reads your time or detects your time zone, thanks to some shared code that I brought in there from Eric Nance, and then worked on it, improved it a little bit. It does an auto detection there, but you can update it if you want to look at things in terms of another time zone. You can send the book in through a URL, or you can choose a different book, and then you just fill in the times and days when you could meet. You submit that, and we use that to find the time that works for everybody, or as many people as possible, at least. The shading here is showing like how many people have signed up for this particular book. Let's see, this was originally developed by a community member, Priyanka Gugnaja, and I just want to shout out to her because this was something that had been something I wanted to do, and I mentioned it, and she just ran with it and made it come into being, and then I just had to add the login and a couple other things. And noting that it's not super pretty right now, so I would encourage you to come help make it pretty. That's part of what I'm here for, is to try to recruit people to come help me make these things better. The next area that we focus on is helping each other with friendly Q&A. This is one of the things that really like made us what we are today. We have a very supportive community for asking questions. We strive to be basically the anti-Stack Overflow. So we don't want people to feel bad for asking questions. Everyone in the community is here to learn. So there will be something that you don't know yet, and that's what the question answering asking and answering is there for. I really encourage everyone to try to answer questions as long as you keep it friendly. I gave a lightning talk about this, it feels like forever ago, at our ShinyConf in 2020, about how much I have learned by answering questions, because no matter how much you think you understand something, when you stop and explain it, you learn so much more than you do just when you're using it. And also, a lot of times the questions might hit some corner case that you had never thought about. And so this is like kind of the next step up. Once you've learned something in a book club, come answer some questions, and that will really cement the material for you. We need to be able to find questions that aren't answered. We try to make sure every question gets an answer. And so for that, I developed this Shiny app that I call Mentor Dash. Looks something like this. This one's a little older, and it has gotten a little bit more polish on it as far as the looks. Tan Ho did a lot of the work to make this pretty. Here we've got 38 unanswered questions. It's a little bit high for what we try to keep it at. But again, you use your Slack login to access this, and then it loads live data from our Slack, shows you the questions that aren't answered, and then lets you hop over to that particular question, and then you can fill in an answer. We have a whole emoji vocabulary to make it make this work so that we know whether the question is finished or not. And then our last area that I'm going to focus on is learning out loud. We have Tidy Tuesday, what we call our weekly social data project. This has been running since April 2018. Tom Mock originally started it and did all the data sets. And now Tracy Teal and I, you'll hear from Tracy for our keynote a little bit later. Tracy and I curate data sets every week, and we post them at tidytues.day. That is just a shortcut over to the GitHub where they're posted. We also post them on social media. Right now, that means Mastodon and LinkedIn, because those are currently the easiest to post to automatically. And then users share data visualizations and code. So this is an example from a month ago. Nicola Rennie does a lot with Tidy Tuesday, and this is one where she took some data about fiscal sponsors, because that was still is something that's important to us. I'll talk about that in a moment. And made this tree map, and she does a really great job of like laying out how she does things, describing what packages she uses. So I highly encourage looking for that Tidy Tuesday hashtag across social media and seeing what people are doing. Last fall, like I had heard bits of this, but I learned last fall that this is actually used in a lot of college courses, both for like weekly projects and then for final projects where they need to find a data set to do something. And so kind of towards that, I've been working on an app for metadata about Tidy Tuesday, so people can come and find data sets. I don't have anything to show there yet. I do have a repository at github.com/R4DS/ttmeta, which is where I've been collecting or compiling the data sets. But that one is something that I would really like to, expand on and make available. And so on that note, hopefully you're asking yourself, well, how can I help? The first thing that you can do is contribute. Come to dslc.io to join our Slack, and then you can use that Mentor Dash and find questions to answer. Go through and find different things, and maybe search through for something that you're interested in. Try to find something that you could answer. Also, by the way, it works really well to find something that you know nothing about and then try to answer, as long as you don't just pull something out of nowhere. But it's a great way to learn. The only thing I ask you is, if you come and do that, start doing this, try to keep the replies in a thread under the question, because that way it's easier for the person who asked the question to know that someone has answered it. And that's what our Mentor Dash uses to know what has happened, basically, that it has been answered. Another way that you can contribute is participate in a book club. And then once you've participated in one, you can facilitate a book club. Facilitators are just like my contact with the club. They're in charge of making sure someone signs up to present every week. And the benefit of that is the times for the club are chosen out of your times if you're going to be the facilitator. And so you're guaranteed to get a spot that works for you. And then finally, like something I'd really like to get out of this conference is come help, contribute to the Shiny apps. I sometimes need to be convinced not to be not to just do everything myself. And so I would love for people to come in and offer to contribute on these apps. I'm trying to make the GitHub repos really clear about what we need to do. But just Book Clubber exists because Priyanka Gugneja made a first version. We have automatic processing of the YouTube videos or the Zoom meetings into YouTube videos. And that exists because someone named Kevin Kent in the community, I had said that I wanted to do that, and he sorted out how to interact with the YouTube API, and then I was able to finish it from there. Yeah, that's it there. And then just real quick, sponsorship. So we are a collective in the Open Collective Foundation, which makes us count as a 501c3 charitable organization for US tax purposes. But unfortunately, they dissolved last month, really suddenly. And that really kind of threw us for a loop. I did not plan to have to include this part when I first was planning this talk. But we're looking for a new fiscal host that just means that it's a 501c3 that kind of agrees to collect money for us. Hopefully some other aspects as well. Like we're trying to find one that's a little bit more stable than OCF. And so this is something that we've got to sort out by the end of this year. And I am working on trying to sort this out. We also are looking for grants and sponsorships. We can't actually accept the money yet, but we can get the ball rolling, and that can actually help us find someone who will host us. I don't get paid for anything with the community. This is all volunteer work, and my dream is for this to be my full-time job. And so we're definitely looking to take this up to that next level. And then I just need to mention that we did do a fundraiser last month while we still could before the collective went away. And that just really warmed my heart to see all the money that came in. That will let us keep things running, like pay for our servers and that sort of thing. But that will, it's not enough to do all the things that I really would like to do. And so the final thing you can do is join the community. Come to dslc.io. There's a link there to join the community. That link, Slack says it lasts forever, but there's a big asterisk on that it lasts for, I think it's 1,000 clicks. And most Slacks, that's fine. They don't ever expire. Ours expire about once a month. And so if that doesn't work, just let me know on social media or at john@dslc.io or anywhere else that you can find me. And I'm refreshing those. I'll probably be refreshing those every day right now, just to make sure that they continue to work. So dslc.io should have the fresh link at any time. And then the other thing is be sure to catch Federica's lightning talk right after me. She's going to talk about her experience in the book clubs. And then just real quick, LinkedIn, John the Geek, at John the Geek on Fosstodon, and we have DSLC and R4DS on Fosstodon. Sorry, on that, I just started DSLC because I want to keep our branding, but R4DS community is the established account. So ideally kind of follow DSLC, and I'll try to post or try to migrate everything over there. I am out of time, and so I'm going to let things move over to Federica, but join the community and you can ask me questions there. I'm there all the time, and I will be reading the chat and catching up there. And so I will let you just move right on to Federica.